What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Country Cast. There is no question that both Waylon Jennings and Garth Brooks are considered legends and even icons within country music, but it has long been rumored that the two men who undeniably brought a breath of fresh air to the genre in their own ways have not ever really seen eye to eye with one another. Now, Waylon and Garth, of course, graced country music in two different eras of the genre, and one could argue that Waylon and Garth were pioneers in country music, evolving the sound and helping lay a foundation for several artists to follow, as well as continuously reaching outside of the traditional fan base of country music, spreading its reach further and further. Let's face it, the outlaw movement and 90s country will always be considered as some of the best music of country. Not to say that there isn't plenty more that country music brings to the table before and after those times, but damn if the outlaw movement and 90s country do not hold up very well on their own. But as I mentioned, Garth Brooks and Waylon Jennings were always alleged to have bad blood between each other through the years, and it seems to have stemmed from the sound that Garth Brooks was bringing to the table when he arrived into the genre, which was arguably too pop and not even country enough then, and even Garth Brooks has admitted that he definitely was the guy that Jennings targeted. Just before we get to what Garth Brooks had to say about it, let's look back at some of what Waylon Jennings had to say about Garth. Now, there has been rumored quotes from Waylon over the years about Garth, but there have been some that have been captured and documented. According to Saving Country Music, back in the year of 1994, Waylon Jennings sat down in an interview with the Inquirer where he said, "I think he's the luckiest SOB in the world. He's gotten more out of nothing than anybody I can think of. I've always accused him of sounding like Mr. Haney from Green Acres." And author Bruce Feiler, who is a multiple-time New York Times bestseller, wrote the book Dreaming Out Loud, Garth Brooks, Wynonna Judd, Wade Hayes, and the Changing Face of Nashville, where he chronicled some of country music's biggest stars as they were considered to be changing the face of American music. In the book, Feiler recounted a quote from Waylon Jennings on Garth Brooks, highlighting how Waylon felt about Garth at the time. "He's the most insincere person I've ever seen. I remember a few years ago, an old buddy of mine who worked with Ernest Tubb was giving him an old record. He tried so hard to cry, but he just couldn't do it. He thinks it's going to last forever. He's wrong." As the legend goes, and we have seen from Waylon, he was not afraid to tell it like it is when he felt there was an opportunity to do so. And it seemed as though Garth was not one of his personal favorites or liked what was happening with him at the time. But how did Garth take all of this, and did he have the same perspective when it came to Waylon? As I said, Garth felt targeted but had much more to say. During an interview with Broadway's Electric Barnyard while promoting his album Man Against Machine, Garth had this to say when asked, "No, never met Mr. Jennings, and for some reason, man, I guess I was the guy that he targeted. You know, it's kind of weird because all the people why I'm in the business, those people say the reason they were in the business was Waylon. So everyone loves him, and he's a legend. And I just kind of let it go. I never knew what to say. Yeah, I was definitely the guy that he targeted. And it's funny, kind of being the non-traditionalist then, and now everyone looks at you like, your stuff is as country as it gets, so that's kind of a weird view. It was tough for me because he was a country legend, and for some reason, I was the guy that got the brunt of it. I never took it that personal. I just think he was addressing the different sound in country music and changing of the guard. That's tough for anybody to handle. The guy's a legend and deserves nothing but respect." So Garth may have felt like he had a target on his back from Waylon, but ultimately Garth did not take it personal and seemed to understand Waylon's point of view and holds much respect for Jennings. Guys, we would love to know your thoughts on this down below in the comments, as well as if you prefer more Waylon or Garth, or hell, both of them. Let us know down below. As always, guys, thank y'all for tuning in here at CountryCast. That will be it for today's video. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn those notifications on as well so you never miss out on any breaking updates surrounding your favorite country artist and all the news coming right out of Music City. Y'all stay country.